Good morning. Um, Good morning, Ruth and Sue. Yes, foggy, foggy morning. Um, yeah, it's different weather. Strange. And I think for some reason, well, I know because I'm just like totally confused about what's going on in my life. But I thought it was Halloween this weekend. It's not, right? That's next weekend. So that's okay. Um, Hi, Deb. So have another week before Halloween. Um, but still, can you believe that October is almost done? I think that's crazy. It really, um, we're getting right into, you know, almost winter. Um, and it's still 70 degrees outside. It was like, you know, proper hot yesterday for some of the day. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Um, so let's see. What should we talk about today? Um, I think it might be time to go back around the uh, the yamas and niyamas again. Um, so we could get started with um, ahimsa, right? Which is kindness. Um, yeah, I mean, kindness is probably one of the best ways to describe it in a functional way, right? So it means non-harming, right? Um, which I mean that seems pretty straightforward, right? But it's much more than just um, not you know taking a violent act around someone, right? So also non-violence. People kind of have um, moved that into the idea of non-violence, but actually that's a different kind of a different concept. But the idea is that um, it's not enough, right, to just not physically harm someone. Um, we need to be very careful about all of our actions, the way we talk, um, even the thoughts that we hold, right? Thoughts, even though they are private, are um, part of sculpting our reality. So if we're holding a lot of negative thoughts, our positive actions aren't going to have much effect on other people or on ourselves, right? Because again, we're not in alignment. Um, you can't. We in yoga, we are always seeking the truth, and we're seeking the authentic truth. So if the authentic truth of yourself is that you are angry and feeling negative and unhappy all the time, but you're pretending to be something else, you're smiling and you're acting like everything is okay, that's a problem, right? That is not a sustainable situation, right? You've got a break between your inner and your outer world. And that's not that's not going to work. Um, you're going to have trouble sustaining that. It's going to be a lot of work, right? You're going to be living a lie, basically. So, what we want to do is work on And a lot of times people don't, like they don't think about the inner part. They just think about the outer part. And they work very hard on their outer part, right? They make their outer part beautiful and shiny and appealing to other people. But inside, there's a lot going on that they don't want to look at, they don't want to address. Um, and they think, well, it's okay, right? No one can know that. No one knows it but me, and that's okay. And that may be okay for a while. But eventually, it's going to creep out. It's going to poison your interactions with other people and with yourself. So rather than spend so much time on the outside, spend a little time on the inside. Right? Um, the outside will take care of itself if the inside is in order. That is the truth. Right? So, um, again, this idea of ahimsa and non harming, it cuts towards yourself as well, right? So, um, when you ignore the inside in favor of the outside, you are signaling that other people and other things are more important than how you're feeling inside. Um, right there is an act of harm against yourself. So begin with yourself. Begin um, by being kind to yourself, by trying to um, see what it is. What is going on in there? Like, why? If you are angry, why? If you're sad, why? Um, these are all emotions that have the beginnings in something. Um, sometimes they're just a habit, right? They could be left over from some other incident in your life that you really haven't set aside and moved beyond. They could just be the way that you look at things now. Um, and sometimes just noticing that, just becoming aware of that, can change how you feel. Um, a lot of times we don't want to look at this stuff, right? We think if we don't look at it, it will go away. Sometimes it goes away to some extent. Sometimes it gets less severe or less intense. A lot of times when we have grief, that's something we don't want to unpack. We want to leave it alone. Um, and to some extent, it's not a bad choice, but it won't last forever, right? Eventually, we're going to have to get through that. Um, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time till we're ready to get there. So, that first act of kindness, of non violent and harming behavior, has to be towards yourself. Once you have that internal structure worked out, your light is going to shine out. Um, and you will, uh, carrying that feeling towards other people it will just be a natural um, behavior based on what's going on inside. Um, you can't, um, it's almost like you can't help yourself, right? When things are disordered in here, you can't help but be disordered towards other people. And of course, the opposite as well. When you feel pretty good inside, when things are pretty much making sense to you, then we can also treat other people in that way. Um, so begin at home, right? Begin with your own space. I know it's hard. Um, I know a lot of people who do some very kind things for others and are very good people. But they also many times have a lot of issues themselves, right? Um, it can be getting involved in good works, in volunteering, in doing things for other people can be can be kind of a trap, right? It's a way of avoiding. Sometimes can be a way of avoiding our own dealing with our own problems, right? It's always easier to clean up someone else's house than it is to clean up your own house because every someone else's house, it makes sense, right? This is junk. This is trash. This is broken. Get rid of this. We're working from a basis of we're seeing things clearly, right? We aren't clouded by the emotions around certain things or objects. We're actually seeing what's in front of us. It's so hard to do that for yourself. Um, but that's the challenge, right? That is what we are working on. Seeing ourselves as clearly as we think we see other people. Um, when we can do that, when we can turn that uh, vision on ourselves and make the changes and things that need to be done there, then we're going to um, be able to interact with others and help others in a much more positive way. It won't be in a way to avoid what's going on in our own life. It will be a way of sharing the light that you feel within. Um, so don't don't neglect yourself. Don't put yourself last all the time. How you feel inside is really important. It's going to dictate how you really feel in your interactions with other people and with the rest of the world. Um, so if you need some time to do stuff, give yourself the time. Look at yourself as honestly as you try to look at other people. Um, we like to tell ourselves a lot of stories about who we are and what we believe. But in truth, if you're not sure, take a look at what you do. Um, our actions are always more meaningful than our thoughts, right? So we can tell ourselves a lot of stories about what we think and what we want. But if we're not doing anything to get those things or to make those things happen, right? We've got that split again. So, and that's not to say, right? It's not that one thing is right and one thing is wrong. You just want to be going in the same direction. So if you're telling yourself, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you're not doing any of those things, how are you going to feel? You feel bad. You feel like you failed. You feel like you're letting yourself down. Maybe what you need to do is say, well, I really don't want those things, right? I've been telling myself for 10 years I wanted to do that, but I haven't done anything to get there. So that really isn't what I want. What am I doing? What am I doing now? Well, maybe this is what I want, right? It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your goals. Um, what isn't okay is to try to be working at cross purposes or in separate directions, thinking one thing, acting another. Doesn't work out. So be kind, be patient, mostly with yourself, right? Because that's where it begins. It always begins with ourself within. Um, get that in order, get that running in alignment, and you're going to have a pretty good shot at following the yamas for other people as well. All right. Some yoga. So I did set up my table for cutting wood. I've been working on my porch posts. They look pretty good. Got a lot of work to do, but it looks okay. I'm still in terrible shape though. So I am trying to work smarter, right? With tables and things like that. But it's still a lot of crouching on the ground and standing back up. It's like the worst kind of yoga, right? It's yoga, but not in a relaxing way, and just the same thing over and over again. But today, I get to go up on the ladder, so that'll be even more fun. Sitting up tall and breathing. Take one more breath. And then hang the chin down toward the chest. Moving the head around. Big circle. One way and the other. And back to center. Let's walk the hands out. Back up. We're going to do seated cat-cows. So hands on the knees. We're kind of leaning forward. Pull the shoulders back. Bring the chest forward. We're gazing up. And then drawing the shoulders forward. We're kind of rolling. Draw the belly back. So it's cat-cow. It's not probably as defined as when we're doing it from tabletop, but it's the same general movement. Inhales and exhales. Moving back up, arms wide. Take a deep breath and then exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands, gaze up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up. And then bring the right hand down, reach across with the left. Switch sides. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, sit up tall. Deep breath in and then twist. Back to center. Switch sides. Back to center. Bring the legs out in front. And we're going to point and flex. I can't really see my feet too well here. That's okay. And then we're moving the feet around. Big circles. One way and the other. Okay. Hold on a second. Making an adjustment. Okay. Soles of the feet together. Knees apart. Breath in and fold forward. I think that's my favorite part of growing older is all the mystery aches and pains where you're like, the ones you've had for a while, you're familiar with them, but then you'll get a new one, like my knee. What's that about? And come on back up. When I get frustrated with the body, right, I try to remember how amazing, it is, and how amazing it is that it does all the things that it does and takes care of itself, and it is pretty remarkable. Deep breath in, arms overhead, fold forward. Bring back up. Bring the legs wide. Sitting up tall. Deep breath in, and then we're going to walk the hands forward, or you could just bring them onto the legs as well. Back up. Bring the legs a little closer. So maybe width of the mat or so. And we're going to fold forward a little bit here. Back up. Bend the right knee, and we're going to bring it in right next to the thigh. Turn so you're facing that left leg. Deep breath, arms overhead, and then fold. Back up, switch sides. Facing the right leg. Breath in, fold forward. Back up, both legs in front. Deep breath, fold forward. Moving back up, let's bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm behind you. Sitting up tall, deep breath, twist. Back to center, switch sides. Back to center. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet together again. Take a breath. Fold. And back up. Let's lift the knees. We'll catch a hold of the toes. Lean back a little. Find your balance. And then extending. You can go halfway or, the whole extension. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet back down. And let's come down onto your back on the mat. Take a few breaths here, just getting everything sorted out and comfortable. Maybe bring the knees together, soles or feet out to the sides of the mat. Bring the right leg in, hug that thigh in close to the body. And then we're lowering the knee out to the side. Back to center. Bring that across the body so you're rolling up on the left hip. And then back to center. We're going to extend the leg. So you might bring the hands back behind the knee, or you can reach up, grab a hold of the calf or the ankle or the toe, right? And if you want, you can lower down, up to the side. I'm too close to the wall again, but you get the idea. And then back to center. Bend the knee and lower it back down. Left leg coming in close to the body. And then lowering that out to the side. back to center and across the body, rolling up on the right hip. Back to center. Extending the left leg. You can bring it in wherever you want to hold it on the leg. And then lowering that leg out to the side. And bend the knee, extend both legs long. Relax, take a few breaths, maybe bring the arms up over your head. Setting up for bridge. I'm going to do supported bridge here. So if you've got your block, you're in good shape. Otherwise, just regular bridge and then, hold it for as long as you want and then come on back down. We're lifting up. Setting the block, whatever height you feel comfortable with today. And breathe. If you want to bend the knees, you can maybe bring the hands by the side to sort of steady yourself. Maybe extend the legs. And then set the feet down if you had them up. Move the block. Standing back down on the mat. Soles of the feet together. Knees apart. Maybe bring the hands under the belly so you can feel that rise and fall with the breath. Bring the knees together. We'll hug them into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Bring the hands on top of the knees, and then we're just going to draw some circles. One way, and then coming back the other. Bring the knees back to center. Goalpost arms or arms out to a T. Start lowering both knees over to the right. Coming back to center, and then moving the knees over onto the other side. Knees back to center, hands by your side. Extend the legs. And when you're ready, lowering down, however you want to. And then finding a comfortable place to relax on your mat for Shavasana. Experiencing that peace, letting go of thoughts that may arise, focusing on the breath, sensations in the body. So I think it's helpful um, to think of the body, the thoughts, the emotions as um, the, right? And when I teach class, I do try to stick to the body, the thoughts, right? Um, because it's important to remember that they are just what they are, right? They are not you. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions, right? Your body is the house that you inhabit. Your thoughts, your emotions are generated from the experiences that you are having in your house, right? Um, People can be very fond of their houses. They can take very good care of their house, do a lot of things to make their house pleasant and comfortable. But they truly are not their house, right? They are something separate. And we are as well. We are this self. That is the truest form of who we are. Um, don't forget that. That is our nature. That is our essence. All the other things are layers that are put on top of that. Um, and they're important, right? They are our way of navigating our life here on earth. So taking care of your body is important. Our emotions and our thoughts are our way of making sense of what is around us. They also are helpful. They keep us safe. They keep us informed. We learn as we go, right? But again, they are not who we are. We are something bigger than that, something uh, better. Um, so don't get stuck. Don't get um, believing that you are uh, an angry person or a sad person or um, you know a smart person or a dumb person or you are none of these things. You are pure light. You are a beautiful spark of the world. Moving a bit now, fingers and toes, hands and feet. Making your way up to a seat when you're ready. We'll bring hands together, breath in and out. Thank you for taking time this morning for yoga and for sharing it with us here. I hope you have a really great rest of your day. Namaste. Great. Some yoga and meditation now. 5 minutes. So, yesterday we did a little loving kindness meditation, and you could do that anytime. Like, so if I'm not necessarily cueing a meditation, we're just doing like kind of however you want to do it. That's an option. Holding those kind thoughts for others can be a very energizing and just a really good practice, especially if you're feeling a little negative, a little down. Um, really focusing on the good, on everything that is positive and really helpful, right? Because remember, like, there is no dark without the light. We wouldn't know what dark is if we didn't have light, and vice versa. Um, so, in as much as things can seem negative, there's also a lot of positive. We just have to focus on that. All right. So, sitting up however you want, comfortably, breathing normally. Close the eyes, focus on whatever you want to focus on, something simple to keep you in this present place. So coming back to awareness, breath in and breath out. There you go. A little meditation for your day. So enjoy your Friday. I will be back tomorrow on Saturday, and I will see you then.